Hello, YouTubers. How are you? Been a long time, no talk. It is me, Utah Radio Guy, back at you once again. And the reason I'm making this video before I head on into the studio and make some more videos of everything that goes in on the studio, let me kind of introduce myself to some of the new people out there. I do radio for a living. I work on a few different radio stations. Not going to say which ones, because that created some problems for me last time. And I am also the announcer at, let's just say, one of our really big NASCAR tracks here in Utah. So nonetheless, that's what I do for a living. And I have had lately, I don't know why, lately a lot of requests about how do you get into radio? How do I get into radio? Things like that. So I'm going to attempt to, I thought, I may as well make my first video back about how you can get into radio, and then we're going to head on over to the studio maybe tomorrow or over the weekend or sometime soon. I'll show you inside multiple different radio studios. So here's how you get into radio if you want to. First off, you have got to be voice anymore nowadays. It doesn't matter. I mean, you can talk like this, or you can talk like this. Voice doesn't matter in radio anymore. It's all about personality and persistence. If you want to get into radio, you need to be persistent. Persistence pays off big time in radio. And you're going to have to start out at the very, very, very bottom. I went to college. I got my degree in broadcast communications. That helps. If you do not go to college, well, you're going to start out as a remote tech. Basically what that is that's somebody who goes out to a live broadcast. Let's say, coming up this Saturday, I have a live remote at a grand opening at a 7-Eleven. When I get there, everything's set up. I don't do anything. The only thing I do is I find out what I need to talk about, turn on the microphone, and go. Everything is set up because of the remote technician. The remote technician drives out there with the station vehicle, sets up the table, sets up the tent, sets up our little wheel of winning that people spin for prizes. He's got everything. I don't need to worry about anything. He takes care of all of that. That's his job. I just show up and be the radio talent. That's where you're going to have to start. And then your next step is you may be able to do some board hopping. That means when there's nobody in the studio and we need to run a program that requires a person in there to come out of the program and put us into our stop set, which is a stop set is our commercials. Every time we stop for commercials, that's called a stop set. So by board hopping, you come out of the program, you go into the stop set, run the stop set, and get back into the programming. That's about it. With Christmas programs, Elvis programs, I mean, whatever we're running. So that's your next step, is board hopping. And then the next step is maybe doing some practice stuff on the air late at night. I'm talking like from 2 in the morning to 4 in the morning. But it's going to be a long road. Don't give up. When I started out in radio, I worked as an intern for 3 months for free. That was waking up at 5:30 in the morning, being at the radio station by 6, working until 10, and that was 4 days a week, Monday through Thursday. And then I worked Sunday night, 6 to midnight, running a program on vinyl called Solid Gold Country. I did that for 3 months with no pay. But since radio is my passion, I had no problem doing it. And then I eventually got hired as the morning show producer. Worked my butt off there, created a full-time position for myself as a morning show producer. I wrote many parody songs, and also I'll upload one of my parody songs too. Wrote some parody songs that became the most requested songs in Utah, And from there, I became one of the morning show talents, and then ended up being part of 1/3 of a 3-person morning show, which was the #1 morning show in Utah, and that's where I'm at now. So it's a lot of fun. It beats working for a living. It's a job where you get paid full time, and if you're working in the mornings, you work from say 5:30 in the morning until about 10:30, and you're done. That's your day. You come home, do whatever you want the rest of the day. That's how you get into radio. You need to just contact radio stations, let them know that you are interested in getting into radio. First person you might want to contact is what is called the promotions director. Get a hold of the promotions director. Find out if they need any remote techs. That's your foot in the door, and go from there. It's not hard, but once you get in, I mean, there's 1,001 people that are after my job, so you constantly have to stay on top of your game. You constantly have to stay on top of the news. You got to sound good on the air, because as soon as you start to slack, the management can pull you off the air if they find somebody better than you are, and maybe put them in your slot. So it's a dog-eat-dog world, but it's worth it. That's how you get into radio. And Cowboys, they're kicking butts right now up against the Colts, world champion Colts. So preseason, I know it's only preseason, it doesn't mean anything, so a nice round of applause for the Dallas Cowboys. Way to go, boys. So that's how you get into radio. Have any questions, by all means, feel free to email me, and I'd be more than happy to answer your questions. So other than that, I don't have much to say right now, but I will be uploading some stuff. I'll be doing some recording some video stuff from the studios coming up here very soon. I know Monograph asked that, Boring Dispatcher asked. A lot of the bigger names on YouTube have all requested me to start doing stuff once again from the studios. I will. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Have a great evening, and we'll talk to you very soon. Bye-bye.